With the major dropping, it's a point in time I thought might cause cases to flatten out in price, go sideways for a while everyone has their attention on the major items, especially since they look so good this time around. I want to talk about cases and why what we're seeing now could be the top of their price range for quite a while. So as always, if you do enjoy and you aren't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And just before we get into it, check out how to get a free $5 from the sponsor SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a CSGO trading site where you can find great prices to trade your skins at. And just to show you guys, here's me trading my USPS monster mashup for a StatTrak AK Cartel, and it's practically a break-even trade. You can even make some money, and here's how. SkinsMonkey is offering up to a $5 bonus if you sign up through that link in the description today, or just enter code SUKA in the top right when you log into the site. So be sure to sign up today with that link and easily trade out your old boring skins for new ones without losing tons of money. But for now, let's get right into the video. So as I covered in the intro, things look like they're going a bit sideways, but that's not the sole reason. I think cases are definitely in for a few rough months ahead, to say the least. I'm gonna head on over to pricestalker.eu to take a closer look at supply on the market throughout the past year, specifically the last 6 months. And there seems to be a trend establishing since last month of a steady increase in cases on the market, or at least a higher number than we were seeing a few months ago. From the middle of November in 2021, we went on a really good run in skins and cases especially. As you can see in this chart, throughout that time, the amount of cases getting bought up on the market versus the amount being sold was drastically different. There was a ton of demand, and that brought price up, and obviously supply down. In the glove case, for example, to almost a tenth of its supply just half a year ago, but we've finally reached what seems to be the bottom, and the supply on the market has shot up quite a bit. So price is starting to struggle a bit. We're seeing a lot of cases decrease in price and just sit flat, which is why I'm saying now might be a good idea to get out if you're not interested in holding for a pretty significant amount of time. And the reason I say a pretty significant amount of time is because if we get an operation like 2 to 3 months after the major, not only are we going to be coming off a rough area from this really good run that cases have had, but we're going to most likely see a massive 20 to 25% dip in these cases that came with Operation Riptide because of how much of the community just seems to sell off investments when a new operation does drop. Obviously, look at Operation Riptide for example. Also, 2 to 3 months for an operation is just a guess. I think based on past numbers, that's the earliest time frame we can see an operation. I've gone over why in past videos. I don't want to repeat it 20 times over, but just know that's the closest time we can expect to see one. It shouldn't be any earlier than that, but even saying it's going to be 2 to 3 months out, that expects Valve to be doing their work, which you never really know. Either way, they'll hint at it on Twitter. I'm just assuming worst case scenario if you're holding on to a ton of cases right now. So to me, with cases starting to show weakness since they've had such a good run already and literally been up only in most cases for the most of the part in the past 6 months, I think we're getting to a time now where if you don't want to be waiting another year, it's about time to sell. But if you're still in it for the long term, as always, I think the cases that I've covered in the past are still fundamentally good, and that still in the long term they'll increase in price, but that doesn't mean we won't see pullbacks from time to time, which of course is normal in every market, the CSGO market especially included, when we're on a 6-month run up in prices in cases. Now of course, on the other side of the scale, we could see the numbers of cases on the market suddenly go back down to points they were at a few weeks ago. It's entirely possible. Obviously, there's no guarantee that they'll just keep going down in price and keep going up on supply on the market, but I'm leaning more towards it happening since the run has lasted so long, and with the downtrend in cases on the market seeming to be very clearly turned into an uptrend, I'd gamble on them decreasing. But once again, closing thoughts, doesn't mean you have to sell, just means you can expect a dip or for them to flatten out in price. But then expect to take another hit when the operation eventually comes, and then the cycle probably continues and they're back up again, probably to higher points than they're at now, as millions upon millions of cases are still being unboxed a month. I still think like another month of over 20 million cases being unboxed. So either way, long term they're still good, they're still being unboxed. Very few of these cases drop in the game anymore, and those are probably the ones you're invested in or holding on to. So if you're in it for another year, I'd say to hold, but don't start panicking when things start going down with an operation and in these next few weeks, next few months potentially, because I think that's something you should absolutely expect, and whether you want to move your money into some other investment, whether you want to use that money to buy games or whatever, or just get out of CSGO investing, I think now is probably the best opportunity you're going to get, because the operation is going to be a heavy hit, and we've already reached a really strong price, and we're definitely starting to see weakness. But yeah, besides that, I think that is going to wrap it up for this video. So as always, if you guys did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And of course, check out the homies over at SkinsMonkey for that free $5 bonus. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.